Mark chapter 1, verse 32. And at even,
when it was dark, no understanding. That's what's now. It's gross darkness now. In Isaiah chapter 62, I think it's 62, he said it's gross darkness. Read.
When the sun did set.
The Ecclesiastes 7:11, that wisdom and knowledge going
Micah
down.
3 and 6 said the sun gonna go down on the prophets.
Yes.
They brought unto him all that were diseased.
Disease is when you don't have the right doctrine. You know, some people get upset when you starting to teach them now. And that's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. A lot of people, they really got upset with Christ when he was teaching.
Yes.
And he used to call it I believe me and Moshe, Elder Moshe, we was going over and I said they had a fever. When Christ said they had a fever, that's they hot.
Yes.
We know, they were saying, we know Pharisees told us correctly, Jesus, get out of here. That's what they were telling Jesus. They had a fever.
Right. And them that were
I was going to add to that. So the disease, because we know that disease comes from either being malnourished or not eating the right foods.
Yes.
So when the sun did set, they brought unto him all that were diseased. So they wasn't getting, they was still in that darkness.
Yes. That's right. That's correct. It says, and them that were possessed with devils.
Deceivers.
Yeah, they got the devil.
Got a lot of devils right now.
Yeah. And it's sad that them people can't see it. Man, I saw something on I usually don't comment on other people's site, but it was so outrageous. I went over there to see what they was talking about. And you know, they took this picture of this woman, right? They put it up on the screen for all the people to see. This woman, you know, some silly woman, she done went on TikTok or Instagram or something, and she's sitting up there and she's got her belly exposed, right? And you know how a lot of women, when they have a lot of kids or something like that, they have stress in childbirth or whatever, they get the stretch marks on their stomach. They got this woman up here on their site while these people so-called coming to get the word. And the woman sitting in her underwear, right? And they got the woman sitting up there and they using her as the example of women. These men hate women so when they start talking about possessed with, this is IUIC.
I know who it is. I know who it was.
They got this woman sitting. Now these people came to find out what they teaching. Now we picking up serpents. We trying to find out what they saying so that we can correct it.
That's right.
But people sitting up in there and they thinking this man is righteous. They got they 6 and 7 year old boys sitting up in here looking at this woman, and they so pornographic that they can't even see how that's affecting them children, man. You got some little girl sitting up in here, maybe she, 16, 17 years old, she might have had a kid. And she got that same deal, but she's trying to convert and try and do righteously. But she's sitting up and looking at you making fun of her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so ridiculous, man. Yeah. And these guys sitting in that seat, in Moses' seat.
Yeah.
And they insulting all of these women, man. And that's what he's talking about whenever you possess with them devils. The people don't really see nothing wrong with it. Yeah. They sit there and they laugh at it. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. But man, you're supposed to show yourself friendly. You're supposed to help your brother. But they sitting up in there making fun of the lady, man. It was so ridiculous, man. I know the lady wasn't right for what she did, but why you gonna put it up there like that?
Elder, we supposed to be the image of God. Would God do that?
No.
Exactly.
No. The Most High got mercy. I know these people, you know, they go through their lives and so forth. But the Most High trying to give these people time to find the kingdom. Man, he could have called it a long time ago and just said, "I see it. I can't take it." He still got his hand stuck out. What that scripture in Isaiah? We say he still had his hand.
He still, I think Isaiah 65. He still got it out. He still Isaiah 65.
All of this wickedness that they doing. He's still giving them a chance to find the doctrine so that they can repent, man.
Yes, brother. It's Elder be saying some heavy stuff, and I look at things spiritual. Do y'all recall some people giving a class about Ezekiel eating cow dung?
Right. Right.
Did you hear that, Prophetess Patricia?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
He gave a class about men. First, he told them to eat the dung of men. Then he said, "Well, okay, you can eat cow dung then."
Oh.
Okay.
But they don't know what it's talking about.
No, they don't know what it's talking about. I break that down, but it's so easy, man. It's so easy. But it was something that Prophetess Patricia mentioned about Moses splitting the sea. I said I was gonna break down the sand. But what happened is that, believe it or not, we splitting the sea right now.
Yes.
That's what we doing. We splitting the doctrines up.
Yes.
That's what we doing. That's what we doing. We know how he rightly divided the word carnal, spiritual.
Yes. Yes.
That's
what y'all gonna be doing. Y'all really don't understand it. But once y'all get the doctrine, we are in the process of adding to the books of the Bible. We don't care what them people think. We ain't arrogant. All we doing is what our forefathers did. He was giving you example. He said, well, Moses walked on water. Moses split the sea. Then he read where Joshua did it too. Y'all remember that, right?
Yes.
And then Christ was doing it. And then all these other prophets was doing it. And now y'all prophets. Y'all continuing the book. When y'all start teaching this word, y'all are continuing the book because y'all know how to rightly divide the carnal from the spiritual. Y'all writing the Bible because y'all using the doctrine. None of them people understand what's going on. When you have this doctrine and you start teaching this doctrine, we just don't use scrolls no more. We don't chisel it out on stones no more. Now we use video. The Bible is in video form now. When y'all get up there and y'all start teaching what that word means, because that's all the prophets was doing. They was teaching what the other prophets had taught. They was explaining what it meant, but they was writing it in a code so that in this day, y'all would be able to tell everybody what it meant. That's how powerful this thing is. That's who y'all are. Y'all really don't know who y'all are. Y'all have no clue who y'all are. But the world gonna know who y'all are very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon.
Believe it.
We're gonna break down that part when Moses so-called killed that man. Okay, so we broke down about I know we went to a lot of precepts, but basically right down the basic precepts of he was gathering sticks, people. And he started killing the fire against the strangers. Anybody not in the Most High's doctrine, they strangers to this doctrine. Be upset. I'm Israel, you're not Israel. And that kind of stuff. I'm the seed of Jacob, you're not the seed of Jacob. That kind of stuff. Make no difference. And it make no difference. Who you are. If you worship God, you worship God. You my brother. And that's just the way it is. But go to Exodus 2 and 10. Oh, Elder, you was already working on it.
Yes.
Now, Moses knew a lot of doctrine, right? But started Exodus 2 and 10. And we're going to find out.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 10. And the child grew.
Talking about Moses.
And she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter.
Pharaoh's daughter.
And he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, because I drew him out of water.
You know that water is doctrines. Out of water, out of a doctrine. But I'm not going to get deep with that.
And y'all know this thing saying Moses was brought up in the Egyptian doctrine. That's what it's saying.
Yes.
The daughter is a woman. Y'all know that, right?
It's a doctrine.
He became a son of that doctrine. He was raised up under the doctrine of the Egyptians. That's all that's saying. Y'all know that? Verse 11. And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens. Y'all know what burden mean, right? Do y'all know what burden mean?
Yes.
Let me show it to you right quick.
They doing it right now. That carnal understand.
Anderson, read this for me.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burdens of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. So burden of the word.
That's what it means.
Okay.
That's what burden means. So they don't know what the thing's saying, right? They don't know Moses going to learn, and he going to learn other doctrines. Y'all see that? And it came to pass in those days when Moses was grown that he went out unto his brethren and looked on their burdens. Y'all see that? It ain't talking about what they thought it was. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew.
Now this person right here, Egyptian is a person that's still in a house of bondage.
That's right.
His doctrine is not as good as this Hebrew. He was trying to convert that guy, smiting this Hebrew guy with the doctrine. Okay, a Hebrew is a person that actually was blessed by God with a doctrine. That's who's supposed to be having a doctrine, the Hebrew. Remember Shem, Abraham,
Abraham
the
Hebrew. They literally said it.
Yep, Genesis 14:13. These people going to get blessed by God to get this understanding. All right, read on, Elder.
Verse 12. And he looked this way. What's way?
See that? Break that down there, because
he looked this way and that way. Way is a doctrine. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
All right. And when he saw there was no man, he slew the Egyptian.
Stop. Now, when you thinking about now this man, you remember Christ used to go through. He used to go through the town, so he would be healing people with their doctrine. That's actually what he was doing. He was healing the blind, people that couldn't see the spiritual sight. He was healing the deaf. He was healing the maimed. Maimed is a person they get injured very easily because they don't have armor on. He was given the armor of God. That's what Christ was doing. He was healing the leprosy. A leprosy, a person, their skin their doctrine, their covering have a different doctrine. When you see, I'm giving y'all some now. All praise to God. Now, that's what Christ was doing. So Moses looking around, and when he saw it, remember Christ used to say, and tell no man. When he said, when you figure out that he's a beast, you wasting your time.
Yes.
When you can't help him, move on.
Leave him. Kick the dust off your feet.
Remember when they brought the harlot in front of him, and then he said, "Who are your accusers?" She said, "No man, Lord."
So don't cast your pearls among swine.
Right.
Because they don't know how to right divide.
They don't understand it.
They don't understand it. So what Moses is doing right here, when he saw that man could be taught, when he didn't see the beast in that man himself, he slew that man. Luke chapter 19, verse 27. Go to that, elder. When the man could be taught, Moses said, "Oh, I see this man can be taught." He could talk to him the way we talking. We could have a conversation. Moses saw this man can have a conversation with him.
Luke chapter 19, verse 27. But mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them.
Be on their head. Because Christ is the word of God, then God.
Bring hither and slay them before me.
He means raise them up, elevate them, teach them on a different level, bring them up to a higher level.
Convert them.
Yes. Convert them. So when you go back to Exodus 2 and what was that? 12.
And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian.
When the man could listen to him, he didn't have beast in him. Some people still don't have the right doctrine, but they civilized.
Right.
This man was civilized to talk to. You could teach him. Keep reading, elder.
And hid him in the sand.
Wait a minute. Now, what it mean by sand? If we're going to find out what it means, go to Job 29 and 18. Sand can block water, right? Those waters are doctrines.
Job 29, 18. And just so y'all know, the majority of these precepts that give you understanding, Job, Psalms, and Proverbs.
Yes, sir.
Ecclesiastes. Yeah. Man, it's like they was writing in poetry, but they was doggone telling you everything you need to know.
Yes.
They give you so many answers, man.
Yes. That Job 29, Psalms and Proverbs.
Yes.
The rest of them gonna have stories behind it to back up these other books.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna show y'all very soon how to look them up too.
Yeah.
Very soon, y'all gonna say, "Oh my God." Okay. But read that.
Job 29 and 18. Then I said, I shall die in my nest. And I shall multiply my days as the sand.
Okay. Then I said, I shall die in my house, because the nest is your house, ain't it?
That's a dwelling.
That's a dwelling place. So he can, you see that? I shall multiply my days as the sand. Go to 2 Ezra 4 and 15.
2 Ezra
4 15. Because we're looking up what sand is. Right? He buried them in the sand.
Is it 4 and 15 or 16?
15, I'm sorry.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. 2 Ezra 4 and 15. The floods of the sea.
Stop. Sea is many waters. Psalm 18:16. That's many doctrines.
Also in like manner took counsel.
He said it's like a similitude. They all got together to be wicked. But read on.
And said, come, let us go and subdue the woods of the plain.
Now those are, remember, a wood is also, let's say, prophets.
Woods are men, right?
Yes.
Prophets.
Yes. That there also we may make us another country.
Now, these, they said, it's just like saying, the wicked people with these doctrines, they said, let's us make another land like Jerusalem.
Right.
See, the floods of the sea, people with many doctrines. It's just like these doctrines got together. Wicked doctrines got together and said, let's make, y'all get what I'm saying?
Let's make a congregation.
Yeah.
Let's make a congregation. You see that? All right.
Yep.
Go to 1 Kings 4 and 20.
Yeah.
Elder, you got to read 2nd Ezra 4 and 17.
Okay. Let's go to that one.
The thought of the floods of the sea came likewise to naught.
You see that?
For the sand stood up and stopped them.
That's what I wanted right there.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I wanted right there. I got it wrote down, but that's what I wanted right there. See, the sand is actually, because you see, a man can also be a stone.
Yeah.
Water, sand can stand up and stop water from coming in. This is what Moses did to this man. He taught this man, that man didn't go no further. He said, I see them doctrines. I ain't let nobody else, no other doctrines coming in my house no more. That's what that man did. He started understanding.
That's in Sirach 18 and 10, where you said man can be considered a stone as well.
But also think about remember when he said they shall be as the sands of the sea, which cannot be numbered. So he's letting you know they building a wall. That's them little small stones building a wall. All right. Everybody know a wall, that's the doctrine.
But you know what? Somebody look that up. Sands of the sea. Even though, because Abraham, he told Abraham that. Because I broke that down in my mind one day. Even though it be like the sands of the sea, he was saying it's going to be less than that could stop the water coming in. That's y'all. It's going to be fruit that can do this. It's gonna be a lot that can stop the sand, but it's going to decrease. It was he told Abraham that.
So sand is a wall, or sand is a person?
A sand is talking about like men. Again, you got to get this concept of men with doctrines, right? So when it's talking about he hid him in the sand, he hid him in a doctrine. Like okay, like remember Pharaoh told the men that they're gonna build a wall without straw.
Yeah.
Okay, so meaning they gonna still teach his doctrine, even though like the straw gives nourishment to the cattle. So he's saying he gonna be teaching a doctrine that ain't got no value. But he want them to keep teaching that doctrine. He forcing them to teach that doctrine. Well, same thing with the sand. Like that sand said the sand stood up and stopped the water.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a wall. It's a doctrine.
It's both. The answer to that question is really both of them, because you're gonna be like the words of the Most High.
Yes.
You're gonna be the walking word. So when you stand it up, it's just like you're gonna be a wall to stop that water, them different doctrines coming in.
Okay.
This what
you know how in Revelation 11, when it said that those whenever they put those two witnesses in slavery, right? And then it say they stood on their feet,
doctrine,
and they said, "Come up hither to Jerusalem." You see that? So it's like what is it? It's 1 Peter 2 and 5. Lively stones building up a spiritual house. Sand is grains of rock.
Okay.
It's just smaller rocks. You get it?
Okay.
I got it.
I was telling you, these men gonna set up a spiritual house.
There you go.
That's gonna defeat that carnal doctrine. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, you cool. We would rather you know than you get out there and you start talking. People be like,
that is.
"What are you talking about?"
I found it too. Isaiah 10:22.
All right.
Just to clear up about that saying. Remember, he told Abraham the same thing. It's gonna be a few in number that could stop the saying. Cause see, the flood is coming in now. It's floods everywhere right now. I'm being honest with you. Spiritually.
That's what Revelation 12 talking about that beast open up his mouth and that water to drown the woman. That's what that's talking about. You say Isaiah 10 and what, Elder?
22.
Isaiah 10:22. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea.
Meaning that they can stand up and stop water.
Yet a remnant of them shall return.
It's going to be few that going to be able to stop that water. Those doctors coming in. Read.
The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness.
See that? The one that got the righteousness still is going to be, that's who the decree is going to be with.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's going to be few in numbers that can stop these doctors. It's going to be few that can pick up serpents and don't get poisoned with that venom. It's going to be very few.
Right. They're going to get the doctrine. They're going to understand it.
Yes.
And they going to withstand all of them other doctrines. Them doctrines ain't going to be able to. People going to be sitting up there looking at people and saying, man, do you really expect us to believe that? Because they going to have the understanding. Just them few prophets. It ain't going to be that many. They're just going to start teaching. And the people going to start converting. Because like he said, something going to happen.
Something going to happen, man.
Something going to happen. And the people going to realize, I need to go to those few to find out what's going on. You got a question there, Adam Moshe?
Yeah. So two different precepts on that. Sirach 18 and 9 and 10.
The number of man's days at most are 100 years. As a drop of water unto the sea, and a gravel stone in comparison of the sand. So are 1,000 years to the days of eternity.
I was listening at that in regards to what you were talking about. A few, like a gravel stone, is a
right.
It's like a few. A drop is like a few of the sea, many doctrines. But it says that it's comparing gravel stone to sand.
Yes.
Good precept, Moshe.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay, but again, check out what it said before though. The number of man days at most is 100 years, right? But those people, not man, right? But the people that got the spiritual, right? They the ones who, you see, it's just a few of them. It's saying exactly what you're saying. But we want to make sure they get the context of what it's talking about. Them people at most got 100 years. These people in these latter days that get the doctrine, them people gonna be, their understanding is gonna be vast in comparison to them carnal people. That's exactly what it's saying. That's a very good precept you pulled up right there. That's what it means.
And then look at 1 Maccabees 11 and 1. So to tie in what you were talking about in regards to the Pharisees being the host.
1 Maccabees 11 and 1.
Yeah.
And the king of Egypt gathered together a great host, like the sand that lieth upon the seashore, and many ships, and went about through deceit to get Alexander's kingdom and to join it to his own.
Break down that, brother. I like that.
Give us your understanding of that, Elder Moshe.
Do the best I can. So
Yeah.
The king of Egypt again. That's the doctrine.
Yeah.
The house of bondage, psychological bondage.
Yes.
And he's gathering together of what you see today.
Mm-hmm.
These brothers who have become the host of heaven of what we read.
Yes.
I can't remember the other scripture. So he says, and they will be like the sand that lieth upon the seashore.
Yes.
So they building this wall, and many ships means that they will have many prophets.
Yes.
And they're going about to get this other doctrine and to tie it and to mix it and make it their own.
Yes. Yes.
Brother, I can retire now. That's it.
Look whose kingdom is said. Look who kingdom is said.
Alexander.
Look at that kingdom right there.
Mm-hmm.
Who Alexander? Because what they saying, what's their war cry? The white man is the devil. They say we get ready to take that kingdom. We gonna take the kingdom.
You want to know something else? You know what? I looked at what that name actually means too. It means defender of mankind.
Oh, really?
I like that breakdown.
Yes.
Well, it's somebody else crazy like me now.
Yes. That's a wonderful thing, man. Whenever you could doggone sit there, you see that, you say, hey, wait a minute. and you explained it excellently. Excellent. That's the thing, man. Once you cleave to that spirit, once you start cleaving to that spirit, and I don't care what nobody says, if you got that spiritual understanding, they are not going to defeat you. That's why he say, fear them not. Fear them not. He say, don't even think about what you gonna say. He say, I'm gonna give you the word. When they start opening up their mouth and they start with that old carnal doctrine that they learned from their Pharaoh, you're going to sit up there, you're going to say, wait a minute, man, you don't even know what that stuff means.
Don't even know what it means.
And you're going to start asking them questions. What this mean? Just like you sat there, you say, Egypt, Egypt, that mean the doctrine, the carnal doctrine, and you just started whittling your way through it. That's how you're going to whittle your way through their doctrine. Them people sitting up in there, they just speaking some stupid foolishness they heard that man say. They don't even know what it means.
They don't even know what it means, bro.
That's a wonderful thing.
It is, man. That was so beautiful. How you broke
that was
down,
a wonderful
bro.
thing right there, bro.
Woo! Now, we know they was killing the fire, getting people with that tongue, killing the fire on the Sabbath.
Yes,
that's what they doing now, and
they
don't even know
what they doing.
They don't even know, bro. They don't even know what's about to happen. They don't even know it, brother.
No.
So, and we broke down about the saying. Moses did not kill that man. He taught that man.
Yes.
That man stood up and he stopped that other water that was coming in. He said, whoa, wait, whoa. I understand what you're saying, Moses. I will stay here. That's why when Christ said, Revelation 2:25, 2:24, he said, wait till I come again. He said, wait till he bring you some more water. That's what he's saying. He said, wait till he brings some. But I wanted to break down that Exodus 3 if y'all got time.
We go there.
I wanted to break down about Moses.
We go right back to it. That's all. We could.
Yeah. Exodus 3.
Verse 1.
Yeah, verse 1. Because we didn't finish breaking it down. I just gave the understanding because Moses is the bush. We already got the precept for that. We read it last week. Moses is the bush.
But before you go there,
if you let him in, why God say he dwells in you? Now all of a sudden they say he dwells in a bush, a carnal bush.
Right.
That's not his temple. His temple is you. That's where he dwells, in you.
Before you go to an elder.
Yes, sir.
Just so y'all know, right? What would make Moses flee after he went? Because they telling you he fled because he killed a man. What would make him flee in a situation by what he just did? One of his brethren, after he put the man in the sand, right? That's what they say, right? And then he saw his brothers going at each other. And he came over there to try and, tell them don't fight each other.
Let's go. Right? Let's go to it, elder.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't finish it up.
No, that's cool. We go.
Yeah, break it down for me, elder. I got
you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here now.
Anytime a new doctrine come about, people get uneasy.
Right.
They get uneasy. Now here's another brother coming along teaching another doctrine. After Pharaoh want them to build bricks for his doctrine, his wall.
Right.
Same thing. The thing you're doing.
Go Verse ahead. 13. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, who made thee prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me as thou killedest the Egyptian? And Moses feared and said, surely this thing is known. What was known?
A new doctrine?
Moses was teaching a different doctrine than the Pharaoh.
You notice it said 2 men killing the fire. Look at that. Behold, 2 men of the Hebrews stole together.
Yes. That's right. Now here Moses, them men, here them men, they know. And they telling the world, this dude teaching a different doctrine. You see that? But Moses didn't have no full understanding of the doctrine. That's why he fled. It's just like a lot of us was in camps. And then, whenever, I mean, you knew a little something, but you knew they doctrine, but you knew they was wicked. And you knew you couldn't stay up in there with that wickedness. Some Most High told you, get up out of there. But you wasn't able to defend yourself. No way you would have been able to defend yourself. So you hit the streets. You said, I'm out of here. I ain't gonna sit up in here and be fighting every other day. You know what I'm saying? Folks up in here fighting me because my doctrine is different than theirs and all that other stuff. You got up out of there. That's what Moses did. He got up out of there. He had to roll. Because he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that doctrine no more.
You couldn't do it no more.
That's why is that the reason why in Exodus 4 and 10, where it said that where Moses was like, I'm not eloquent, meaning he didn't have the full understanding of the doctrine.
Yes.
Right. You see,
he was.
I
he
like
wasn't no stutter. Yeah, this man. They claim, and whenever they tell this story, he was a general of an army. Man, ain't nobody gonna raise you up to a general of no army. And you can't speak. Man, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
It's amazing that you brought that up, Elder.
Come on, bro.
Because I'm gonna tell you. He said, "But I am," and Moses said unto the Lord. Go to that Exodus.
Up there. And Moses said unto the Lord, O my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither heretofore, nor since thou hast spoken unto thy servant, but I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue.
He's saying, I this doctrine here, of all the things, Moses was very educated.
Yes.
This was a different speech. A lot of people got, brother, they have doctorate degrees. They can't see this, what we're saying. What we're saying. They have doctorate degrees. He said, no, this is a different speech here.
Right.
Go to Acts 7.
I was going to make sense of it, Alden.
Huh?
I said I was going to make some sense of it.
Go ahead.
This is us right now. Some of us right now still not being eloquent in it, not having that full understanding.
Yes.
So
yeah. That's right.
Yes.
But he knew it was righteous.
Yeah.
It's just like y'all. Okay. Y'all know what words mean here, there. But when we start bringing you the big picture, you start saying, oh, wait a minute. You know, so like this, like we was talking about, it was a famine in the land, and Jacob sent them to the land to try and get some food and all that other stuff. And then you start saying, well, hey, wait a minute. He giving them nuts and berries and honey, and you like, yo, wait a minute. Yeah, it's talking about doctrines, and they ain't talking about
doctrines. It's talking about doctrines.
So when y'all actually start putting it together, y'all start seeing, like, wait, it's telling a totally different story. It was one doctrine Joseph didn't have. Benjamin. That's why he said, go get Benjamin. Go get that doctrine that my daddy didn't teach me. That's the one I want. That's right. So I can have all of them.
All of them.
That's right. Well, you said you going to 3-1, right, Elder?
Yeah, 3-1. Yeah, Exodus 3-1. Moses was very smart. It's in the book of Acts. I'm trying to see what that's at. Oh, I know where it's at. I'm sorry. I got it on Acts 7:22. He was well schooled, but this speech was different to Moses. That's all.
Right. It was a different doctrine. He had not.
Yes, it's a different doctrine.
Familiar with this doctrine.
Yes.
He had studied a lot of other doctrines, but he was not familiar with this one.
Not this one.
And that's showing you another thing too. Like he said, it's going to be people in our day. They're going to be theologians, popes, all of these high-end rabbis, all of these big religious figures, but they're not going to have any understanding of what we're saying. They're going to sit and they're going to look at it and they're going to be like, it can't be that simple. Ain't no way.
And it's so easy, brother. They keep fighting. It's so easy. Hold off on this, Elder. We're going to come right back to this. We'll go to Mark 1:27. Christ had the same problem that we having. Same problem. And it's going to come to pass. All the prophets had this problem. All of them. That's why they beat them up and everything.
Mark chapter 1, verse 27. And they were all amazed, insomuch that they questioned among themselves, saying, what thing is this?
Because they confounded.
What new doctrine is this?
That's what, see that?
For with authority commanded he even the unclean spirits.
They was converted.
And they do obey him.
They was converted. They had devils in them. Christ, when he was teaching, he was getting them to see their mindset out of their mind. Go to Acts 17 and 19. And they doing the same thing. Brother, this doctrine been around. This was the doctrine, the beginning of the doctrine. Yeah. This was it. They just buried it in the earth, the carnal understanding.
Acts 17 and 9. And they took him and brought him unto Areopagus, saying, May we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is.
You see that saying? New doctrine. This doctrine been around.
Yes.
It's just this song have not been sung since Christ. And he giving it to us. And you know what Sam about to do. I'm about to holler. You know what Elder Stephen about to do. I'm about to holler. Y'all too. Y'all gonna do it. See, all I'm thinking is a new doctor have hit the scene, and all of them. That's why we can't find nobody to debate us.
Right.
No, don't debate them. We know they doctrine.
Yeah.
Yes. Back to Exodus chapter 3. And that's the last one we're going to break down about Moses saying this. So he buried that man in the sand. He didn't murder that man.
Right.
At that time, Moses was the most meekest man on earth. But all of a sudden, people say he killing folks.
Right. It's because they don't understand it, so they make it up. They make it up as they go along. As we've been sitting at all it took just a few words, and y'all saw exactly what that story was telling as it related to that man that he buried in the sand. You start to wait, he looked this way and that way. Oh, where's the doctrine? So you start seeing it, and you start to lose faith in them liars because they can't prove what they saying. Every time you pick a word that throw him off, he's sitting there saying, well, wait, this is where it was taught to me. And you sitting there saying, well, this is the way the Bible say it means. Because the word way means a doctrine. So what are you talking about? He can't compete with what the Bible verse say. He can't compete with the precept. That's the witness that count, not some man. Well, let me start this here. Exodus 3:1. Now Moses
went over some of it, but I want to give y'all some precept.
Okay.
Go ahead, Elder. I'm sorry.
Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. And he led the flock to the backside of the desert.
Now see, Moses was teaching Jethro flock. Moses was teaching Jethro congregation. Y'all see that?
Yes.
Okay. Go to Exodus 18:24 to back up that what I just said. I'm just giving out precepts because we talked it through last time. Jethro gave Moses advice a lot of times.
Exodus 18:24. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said.
That's out the Bible. And a lot of people don't even realize, but Esau was his progenitor. Jethro. They don't know. But go back to where you were, bro. Exodus 3.
Okay. Exodus 3:1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert, and came to the mountain of God, even Horeb.
Now he bringing those people to the mountain of God, the nation of God. Moses, even Jethro flock. Y'all see that? But Moses didn't have the right doctrine. He had a righteous doctrine, but he needed a better doctrine. Okay? He needed a better doctrine. Now, verse 2.
And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush.
Now, Moses is the bush. We brought that up in Judges chapter 9 when Elder Yohanan was giving a class. I mean, he was coming in and say a bush could be a person, a prophet, right?
Right.
Okay. The flame, the fire was Moses. Right. He's the bush, but that fire was in him. Okay. Read on.
And he looked, and behold, the bush burned.
It burned. He got that burning fire. Keep reading.
The bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed.
He was not possessed with that burning fire yet. See that? Now, go to Deuteronomy 5:22.
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 22. These words the Lord spake unto all your assembly in the mount out of the midst of the fire of the cloud.
Mm-hmm. Moses actually the cloud too.
Yes. And of the thick darkness with a great voice.
Hidden parables. He had hidden parables.
And he added no more. And he wrote them in 2 tables of stone and delivered them unto me.
Okay. Go back to, let's see here, get another. Go to Hebrews 12 and 29. You know, sometimes you be talking to yourself and you be debating with yourself whether or not to make a better decision than the other person in you, huh? Yeah. Y'all know what I'm saying? Y'all be debating, should I do this? You don't talk it out all the time. You say it in your mind, what should I do? Should I pay my electric bill? Or should I pay this month on my water bill or add it up to the next month or pay my water? The electric bill, you see what I'm saying though? You can be debating in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Hebrews 12 and 29. For our God is a consuming fire.
That's what Moses, he consumed Moses with that fire. He was consumed with God. God fire came into him. Okay. So he go back to where you were in Exodus 3 and 3 now, right? See, that fire wasn't all the way in Moses. You see what I'm saying?
And Moses said, Exodus 3 and 3, and Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt.
It was burning inside him, but he ain't burning up. He wasn't consumed with this doctrine yet. Okay? Now, go to one of my favorite scriptures, Sirach 39 and 6. This is a parable.
Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, 39 and 6. When the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. He shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer.
So this spirit of understanding, Moses kept turning away from it, but now he's going to turn toward it. So go back to Exodus 3 and 3, and you read that again. See, it said the great sight.
And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight.
See, he's starting to believe it. The spirit of understanding. Read.
Why the bush is not burnt.
Okay. Verse 4.
Verse 4. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see.
When he wanted to come into Jerusalem, the doctrine. Read.
God called unto him out of the midst of the bush.
Himself. Go to Isaiah 43 and 2.
Isaiah 43 and 2. When thou passest through the waters,
doctrines,
I will be with thee. And through the rivers,
these are many waters going on. Doctrines.
They shall not overflow thee.
See that? Mm-hmm.
When thou walkest through the fire,
that's what we doing right now.
Thou shalt not be burned. Neither shall flame kindle upon thee.
See that? Nobody's gonna be talking against us pretty soon.
All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High. All praises. Yeah. So we going through the water, through the fire, same thing. We going through what our ancestors, the righteous ancestors, went through. Right. We parting the sea right now.
Yes.
We walking on water.
Y'all got to believe that.
Yes.
It's talking about y'all.
Yes.
The Most High talking about y'all. To put yourself in the place of the righteous person. He talking about y'all.
Mm-hmm. Verse 4. Mm-hmm. He's talking about y'all.
And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see,
he wanted to come further. He wanted to come further.
God called unto him out of the midst of the bush.
He's the midst of the bush.
And said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here I am.
I heard that.
Here am I. Excuse me.
Here am I. He said, I'm ready. You remember when God, when Isaiah was teaching Samuel, and Samuel was a little boy. And Samuel was laying down, and Samuel, he
right.
He went to Elijah. He said, you called me Lord. He said, no, go back to bed.
Right.
Then he called me again. He said, you called me. That's how Most High gonna do you. I'm telling you now. I called Elder Stephen and I told him that. I said, man, I heard this talking.
Yeah.
You remember I told you that?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh my God, he gonna call you. But
exactly. You just know something. It's something got to you know that the way that you've been going is wrong. He gonna lead you along that path, man. He gonna tell you. You gonna know it. Somebody gonna say something. You can be like, that sounds kind of crazy. You gonna have to show me that one. That's just how it is. You just wait. It's gonna be a lot of people who've been in those camps, and they're gonna hear the word, and they're gonna say that sounds like right to me. They're just gonna get called.
Now this right here, this right here about to get juicy. Verse 5.
Verse 5. And he said, draw not nigh hither.
Stop. He said, don't go no further in that doctrine where you at. Read.
Put off thy shoes. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet.
Take that covering off of your doctrine. Remember we said feet, hands, face, that's your doctrine.
Hold on, let me give him foot right quick.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right.
He said, don't go no further with that doctrine. Since you have come this far and you want to turn toward this understanding, I'm about to give it to you.
So you know where the foot is.
Yeah.
This is Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest into the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. So he's saying the foot is a doctrine, right? We're gonna go to the next one. It should give it to you. Be not rash with thy mouth. That's what that foot is. Let not thine heart, your mind, be hasty to utter anything before God, for God is in heaven and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few. So he's telling you, keep your mouth shut when you come into the Jerusalem.
That's right.
Come up here with that stupid doctrine.
Get that beast out of him. Don't. No, right. He want to possess you. You stay right where you are.
Right.
God want to possess you. He want to put that fire. You want to consume your body, because your body is his temple.
And y'all know a covering, shoes are covering for feet. A covering is a doctrine. That's a garment.
Doctrine.
Shoes are the garments of the feet. Y'all get that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the doctrine. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet. For the place is a doctrine. That's a land. We just read land was a doctrine. A woman who land is polluted. Y'all remember that from it was Jeremiah 3:1, I think it was. Yeah, where it say that land is polluted. A place is land. That's the same. That's talking about a doctrine. It says, for the place wherein thou standest is on holy ground.
Boy, that's Jerusalem.
That's Jerusalem.
Moses about to go, hey, he in Jerusalem. He don't been taught to turn through so many doctrines. He's in Jerusalem. Now, son, take off that garment, because now you're in Jerusalem. Read on, Elder.
Verse 6. Moreover, he said, I am the God of thy father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face. What's face?
Doctrine.
Exactly. For he was afraid to look upon God.
You see that?
He got rid of his doctrine.
He got rid of that doctrine. He got rid of that thing.
Yes.
But that's the breakdown of it right there.
Okay.
That's the breakdown of it right there.
Right.
Yeah. And I got plenty more. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Huh?
What questions y'all got?
I think they soaking up understanding. That's what they doing. They soaking up the understanding.
What you got there, Anderson?
Matter of fact, I do have a question, but it's not about what we just learned today.
Okay, what is it?
Jeremiah, what is it? 10:3. I know Xmas, this foolishness just passed, and people always use this verse to coincide with Christmas Xmas.
Boy,
so I wanted to go over a little breakdown.
You should go see
Jeremiah 10.
That purple thorns.
Brother, actually, we did a class on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. We did a class on this. It's really a similar to he talking about a Christmas tree, but it's not the subject. Is not the Christmas tree.
What's a tree?
Tree is a person. Yeah.
He
comparing
now we're gonna
start reading it. I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell us what it means now.
Yeah, we'll be here to coach you.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the cousin of the people of vain, one cut up a
Look,
tree.
I got it up here on the thing here, so I don't know.
Okay.
You can't see it. Okay.
You got to start it. You got to start at 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it. Start at 1.
Remember, we read in Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 14 the similitude of any figure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Jeremiah. I'll read it for you. I'm gonna read it
okay.
for you. Then you can just explain it. All right. Hear ye the word of the Lord. What the word of the Lord is what?
It's the word of God, the doctrine. Righteous
doctrine. Which doctrine? Christ's doctrine. There you go.
Yes.
Hear ye the word of the Lord. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you. O house of Israel. Who that?
That's the spiritual house.
All right.
That's the spiritual understanding. That's Israel.
Right. Thus saith the Lord. So this is a commandment.
Mm-hmm.
Learn not the way. What's the way?
The doctrine. The righteous
Learn
doctrine.
not the way of the heathen. Don't learn them heathen doctrines.
Don't learn the heathen doctrine.
And be not dismayed by the signs. What signs?
I don't know.
The doctrines.
Doctrine, okay.
Right. Signs of heaven. All right. For the heathen are dismayed at them. So he telling you, don't get caught up in the signs of heaven. You just as you learn it, embrace it. But the people, whenever you speak, they're gonna be like, what?
Mm-hmm. What's in heaven? What's been elevated as we look up in heaven? You see the stars.
Mm-hmm.
You see the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You see the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is a similar to what he's breaking down to these things.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you see a man being elevated, Psalms 141 and 1, 48 and 1, the signs of heaven is the sun, the moon, the stars. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
He said, don't be like those heathen, because they're dismayed at that stuff when they look up at it. When you look up, you're supposed to see Christ in your head than the word of God all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When these people looking up at the signs of heaven, they looking at the moon, the star, something to worship.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But these are actual people have understanding.
Yes.
You think they have understanding, and you think they have knowledge and wisdom.
Which is like the leadership of these camps.
Yes. So when you look up signs of heaven, which are they, for the heathen are dismayed at them, their leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. For the customs of the people are vain. It don't make no sense.
Right.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. Remember? Let's go to Judges 9. They cut a tree. He said they dismayed at that carnal stuff, but he said, don't be like the heathen. It's a similitude of what the heathen is doing. All right.
Okay, here it is. 9 and 8.
Okay.
Judges 9 8. The trees went forth on a time to anoint a king over them. And they said unto the olive tree, reign over us. But the olive tree said unto them, should I leave my fatness wherewith by me they honor God and man?
They said, should I leave my spiritual interpretation? Fatness is meat. Wherewith by me thy honor God and man?
And go to be promoted over the trees?
You want me to start worshiping God with all this spiritual and meat understanding and worship you?
Right.
And leave God? Oh, okay. I think not. You know.
And the trees said to the fig tree, come thou and reign over us.
See that? These are men.
But the fig tree said unto them, should I forsake my sweetness and my good fruit and go to be promoted over the trees? Saying the same thing as that other one.
Yes.
Verse 12. Then said the trees to the vine, come thou and reign over us. And the vine said unto them, should I leave my wine, which cheereth God and man, and go be promoted over the trees?
My doctrine.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Then said all the trees to the bramble. What's a bramble? That's like a stickle, like a thorn, a stickle bush. Y'all see that? So now he the lowest level. He ain't now. All the rest of them, the olive tree was at least bringing olives. The fig tree was bringing sweet fruit. The vine was bringing grapes to make wine with. The bramble ain't bringing nothing but pain.
That's all.
Then said the trees unto the bramble, come thou and reign over us. It's the people that they got as kings over them. Thorns, purple thorns at that. And the bramble said unto the trees, if in truth ye anoint me king over you.
I'm in the truth. I'm in the truth. If you leaving me, you leaving the truth.
Then come and put your trust in my shadow. What shadow?
Low understanding. No understanding.
Darkness. That's right.
Darkness.
That's right. No understanding. And if not, let fire come out of the bramble. What's fire?
Fire is the word.
That's right. His word come out of the bramble and devour the cedars of Lebanon. Cedars of Lebanon. That's trees.
Those are trees. Now, the way he do that, let fire come out of the bramble, he gonna beat them down with that carnal understanding. Because Lebanon, some of the best trees come out of Lebanon.
Yeah.
People can't see this spiritual interpretation, so they beat them down with that carnal understanding because people can see that naturally.
Right. That's it, Elder.
Yeah. So when you go back,
Jeremiah 10 and 3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
They take a man, which is a man, out of the forest. They choose a man.
The work of the hands of the workman.
Now they're using their hands to help them build up.
That's doctrine.
That's their doctrine, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the axe.
Now the axe is a sword. You supposed to be what's that scripture? God, I am the Lord's battle axe.
Yeah.
Now David was the Lord's battle axe. He was his battle axe. When he come up against people with his doctrine against when he take the most highest doctrine, he would tear them up with that battle. He was the battle axe. This
a battle axe got a battle axe got two blades on it. So that means he knew the carnal and he knew the spirit. Y'all see that?
Yeah. Okay.
Got two blades on it. Yeah, he knew both doctrine. He can cut you carnally or he can cut you spiritually. Y'all see that? Okay.
So they're using the words to choose this man out of the forest, which is a tree.
Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold.
God's men are gold. His fine men, Isaiah 13 and 12. The silver is, and I'll give you the definition of that. Isaiah. These are people.
Now whenever it start talking about decking somebody, all right, we're going to go to Isaiah 61 so you can get this understanding about putting stuff on. All right, 61:10, it says, I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God, for he hath clothed me with garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness. So that's his doctrines, right? As the bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as the bride adorneth herself with jewels, so things that you wear. So now he's telling you straight up that the Jews are men, right? So that's what the precious stone is. The precious stones, those are men.
Okay.
You got that?
Yeah.
Even 1 Peter 2 and 5 tell you about them lively stones and all that other stuff. Precious stones, that's men. When they're in I think it's in Exodus somewhere, whenever that man make the ephod and he start calling off all of the colors of the ephods, the carbuncle and all that other stuff, and then at the end it say they was this is the children of they represent the children of Israel. That's men. All right, so that's men with doctrine again.
Okay.
Kind of like join, but it's letting you know that when somebody decking themselves, they decking themselves with garments. So that's the garments that they decking themselves with is the doctrines.
Okay.
But them precious stones, those are men.
The precious. Okay.
You see that? It's men with doctrines, but it's still men. So like say for instance, we always talk about IUIC. That man is a tree. And he decked with ornaments. All of them men that's serving him, those are ornaments. Those precious stones. See what I'm saying? Those prophets. But the prophets worshiping him. They're not worshiping God. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right, we go back. It says, they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails. Nails is doctrines.
Okay.
Whenever they killed Christ, right? They nailed his hand and they nailed his feet.
Yeah.
And they put that crown of thorns on his head. They conquered his doctrine. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
They conquered him. They put that purple robe on him. They conquered him. So the nails is how they conquered him. They went and pierced his hand, his doctrine, with their nails, their doctrine,
and feet,
and his feet. What's feet?
Doctrine.
We just read what feet was. Doctrine. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right. They say with nails and hammers. So that's their doctrine. When you start talking about tools, right? Like he was talking about the battle axe. So axes, swords, bows, and arrows, and all of that stuff, them tools. You know how the Most High say, make an altar. He say, but don't put your tool on it. If you put your tool on it, it becomes defiled. He talking about your doctrine. He said, make the altar I told you to make. Don't start adding your funky business on it. The moment you put your tool on it, you defile it. That's what he said. You see that? So when it's a hammer is a tool. Y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it says that they deck it with silver and with gold. That tree, they put silver and gold on it. That's the precious stone. The men and fasten it with nails. So they saying he got all them doctrines, right? With hammers, doctrines that it moves not.
Go to Jeremiah 23:29 for them hammers. This doctrines, because all they doing is hammer it with them doctrines, repeating it with them doctrines. This is the righteous way to do it, but they did it wickedly. See, they use their word, they doctrine to hammer it down now.
Jeremiah 23:29. Is not my word like as a fire?
Yes, it is.
Saith the Lord. Like a hammer, that's his word.
That's his word.
That breaketh the rock of the doctrines.
See, they doing opposite to this.
Yeah.
They hammer him down. They hammer Nathaniel down with their doctrine. They don't want him moved.
Right.
Y'all see that?
Right.
Yeah.
Just the opposite of what God do. They hammer it down with their doctrine, their word.
Yes.
Okay.
Like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces.
See, they continue with that stroke. They smoldering the people continually. So, you go back.
Go back to Jeremiah. Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree.
Now that's what you call was Jethro. I think he was a palm tree. It was one of the problems with palm tree. Upright as the palm tree.
Meaning they faking the funk. They got you thinking they righteous.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. But speak not.
They don't know.
That's the dumb dogs.
Dumb dogs. They don't even speak the spirits interpretation. They dumb dogs.
Won't even bark.
They can't even ball.
Must need be born because they can't go. They ain't got no doggone they ain't got no understanding.
No.
All right. Be not afraid of them. He telling you they stupid. They dumb. They doctrine is foolish.
Yes.
For they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
They can't do no evil against you.
Right.
Neither also is do no good.
For as much as there is none like unto thee, y'all special.
Y'all special.
Thou art great, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. That's right, that doctrine. Name means doctrine. Is that all you had? Where did you stop at?
Well, we're still gonna break it down. We drop down the so you got the understanding of that.
Yeah.
You know about 7, you can read 7, but drop down to 8. I just held to Stephen. Hey, he told me the definition of this word. I said, oh my God, I like that.
But they are altogether brutish.
You know what brutish means?
That's exactly what it means.
Thugs. So
thug.
So is he talking about an actual Christmas tree that's a thug? He talking about these fools that's a similitude to that Christmas tree that's thug.
Right.
He getting on them. He know that carnal tree ain't nothing. These are actual trees talking back and teaching.
Yes.
I see trees walking.
That's right. It says they are altogether brutish and foolish. They ain't got no understanding. The stock is a doctrine. That tree is a doctrine.
See that?
Of vanity.
Hey, a spaceship gonna pick them up.
Yes.
Satellites
gonna start falling out the sky.
Could you imagine Christ being on a parliament spaceship picking up them thugs?
Right. The mothership.
The mothership.
Right. You guys are clowns, man. I'm telling you, man. And he talking about, you see it, man. You just sit there, you like, dude. And whenever he say that thug, that brutish part, bruh, they ain't got no problem putting hands on you.
Hey.
Yeah.
So
no problem.
So is the topic about a Christmas tree or similitude to a Christmas tree?
But check this out. Who are they in the end? Because if he got the precious stones as ornaments on him, that make him the Christmas tree.
He the Christmas tree.
See that?
They decorating him now. He don't took the money. He don't turn that. He said, "Yeah, that's foolish, but y'all can decorate me."
Right. So he's celebrating Christmas.
Sure is.
He just a Christmas tree.
He the Christmas tree.
Y'all see that?
Yeah.
They are what they speak against. They're hypocrites. That's what Christ said. He's sitting there talking against Christmas, and we ain't saying Christmas right, but he the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Y'all see that?
He the Christmas tree.
Everything he's Halloween, all of those holidays, he doing them.
He doing every one of them. It's a subject.
All of them. Remember whenever that, because they used to always talk about birthdays.
Right.
He's talking about you can't celebrate your birthday and all that other stuff. Whatever. Anywho, he using the word day. Day mean understanding. He don't know what that mean, right? But then there's a scripture in the Apocrypha. What is it? It's in the Maccabees where they say under bitter constraint they came for Bacchus to celebrate the king's birth every month.
Yeah.
Right.
That's talking about him.
Second Maccabees 2 and 7.
Let me see it right quick. Hold on.
No, sorry, 6 and 7. Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah. That's
He the
talking about
Christmas
him.
tree now. Now they got a whole fire of the Christmas tree.
They keeping all of those high holy days of this land. They keeping them, except they don't know they're the actual high holy day of the land.
Yes.
All the Esau's holy days, they represent them too.
Mm-hmm.
Second Maccabees 2 and what? 6 and what?
Second Maccabees 6 and 7.
Yeah. They're similar to it now.
Okay. And in the day of the king's birth, his birth is his doctrine. He created that doctrine. Every month mean moon mean understanding. Mm-hmm. They were brought by bitter constraint to eat the sacrifices. His sacrifices, his doctrine.
His doctrine.
And when when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus, carrying ivy. Ivory is his doctrine. Mm-hmm. That's talking about him. He got them people following his doctrine. He's Bacchus.
He's Bacchus.
It's also trees.
His doctrine.
That's doctrine. It's the branches of trees. It's members of trees. Ivy. Mm-hmm. Okay? So it's letting you know that man right there, he is the king. He got them people celebrating his birthday. His birthday is his doctrine.
It's his doctrine.
Because they born again under his doctrine.
That's right. That's his birthday.
Y'all see that?
He born of a doctrine.
It's more to it, man. I'm telling you, man, this thing's so heavy. He giving y'all the ability to see that man lies.
That man lies.
You could he sit there, he teaches these scriptures. Yeah, you know, them people had us following they wicked doctrines and da. But it's talking about him.
He the one.
He the king.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the people can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
The people can't see it. But it's talking about him. Just like that Christmas tree. He the Christmas tree.
He the Christmas tree. Now it's a whole lot.
They worshiping him.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah,
Bringing
that was
him
cool.
gifts. Putting the gifts under his tree.
Drop down to 9, Elder. Not this one. Jeremiah 10 and 9.
Verse 9. Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish.
Now this actually, Jeremiah saw this going on. Those plates are people.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna break that down right now. But Jeremiah actually saw this. Read on.
And gold from Upas.
Those people, that's the best that they had that they consider gold.
Yes. The work of the workman and of the hands of the founder.
The doctrine of the founder.
Blue and purple.
What?
Purple
New moon
is their clothing.
Hey, new moon every day. Purple.
Right, new moon blue. They wear purple every Sabbath.
Bruh. Hey, go to 21.
Verse 21.
And well, we know who they are.
Yeah, man.
What does Brutus mean?
Thug.
All right, read that, brother.
For the pastors are become brutish and have not sought the Lord.
Because they're seeking him. That's their Lord.
Therefore they shall not prosper.
It's gonna come to an end, brother.
And all their flocks, men, shall be scattered.
It's coming to the end. Yes,
bro.
It's coming. So, hey, it's coming, bro. Go to Baruch 6:72.
Yeah. I'm starting to remember that old thing now.
Yeah, brother.
You might have to do that one again.
Yeah, brother.
The purple thorns. That was
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
was a good
Bro, we
part.
was new in the game. We ain't hardly knew nothing, but the Most High was just sending us out there.
Yeah, brother.
Just like, you know, they got that, we got that new video up about Christ turning water into wine. That's how we were. We ain't had a whole lot of knowledge.
Yeah,
what we had, we were laying it down, though.
Yeah, bro. We waited on the Most High that gave us more understanding.
That's right. What we
didn't
had,
want
we
the
were
power.
tearing them up.
Yeah.
Brother Jeremiah 1:72, or chapter 6 in a lot of them apocryphs. It says, and ye shall know them to be no gods by the bright purple that rideth upon them. And they themselves afterward shall be eaten and shall be a reproach in the country.
It is, brother, these people gonna get the spirit. When they find out that Abraham was converted Gentile, he was circumcised of folks. Isaac, Jacob, King David, Solomon, all of us could stay.
Most High just gave me one the other day, Elder. He gave me one the other day. I was listening to the Bible, and I said, who? It was in. He just gave it to me. I'm sitting up there like, wait a minute. It's 2 Chronicles 6, right? And I'm just sitting there. And I'm like, wow, yes. Now he talking about the people if they go out and start following other doctrines and all that other stuff, and then they come back to the Most High. Now check this out. We're just gonna read down, and y'all gonna see it here in a second. This 2 Chronicles 6:28. This is when Solomon made that big prayer that he had built the temple and all of that. And incidentally, they showing people all of these pictures of all of these different things that Solomon had built, the angels with the wings touching and all that, and all of the oxen and all of the lion. Y'all do know that stuff means something spiritually, right? He don't know what it's talking about. He don't know what it's talking about. All that stuff that Solomon built, that entire building of that temple was a spiritual house. Right? They don't know what none of that stuff means. All that stuff, the so-called oxen that he had and all that, in the directions that they had it in, and all of the two big angels with wings touching, all that stuff means something. They ain't got the first clue. We might have to go and tell y'all what that stuff mean after a while. But right now, we're gonna go ahead with this right here. 2 Chronicles 6:28. If there be dirt in the land, is there dirt in the land right now? Dirt means famine. There's a famine in the land right now. They ain't got no understanding. If there be pestilence means your doctrine messed up. You got the wrong doctrine. It's defiled. If there be blasting, mildew, locusts, or caterpillars, if their enemies besiege them in the cities of their land. So enemies done came, they done gone and they done adopted the carnal doctrine. Okay. The enemy is themselves. The old man done took over. All right. Whatsoever sore or whatsoever sickness there be, right? Then what prayer or what supplication soever shall be made of any man or of all thy people Israel, when everyone shall know his own sore, when they realize they got the wrong doctrine, and his own grief, and shall spread forth his hands in this house, meaning they gonna go and they gonna cry aloud to see if the Most High will prayerfully give them the understanding of the doctrine. All right. Then hear thou from heaven thy dwelling place, and forgive and render unto every man according to all his ways. He telling you, if you ask for that understanding, he's going to give it to you. Yes. That's what the Most High telling. If you ask the Most High, Lord, show it to me, he gonna show it to you.
He'll give it to you. He's that way. He gonna search out your mind, and if he feel it, he'll give it to you. Because I'm gonna tell you, so I cried out. He gave it to me because I saw something wrong, but I couldn't explain it, and then he started bringing it to me.
Just like you. Here it is right here, exactly what you said. Who heart thou knowest. He know who sincerely want the doctrine. For thou knowest the hearts of the children of men. He knows everybody's understanding, right? That they may fear thee to walk in thy ways, so long as they live in the land which thou gavest our father. That's Jerusalem. That's
Jerusalem. So when they pray, when they be praying to that turning east and all that stuff,
they ain't got nothing to do with it, man.
Oh my God.
People stupid. They simple. Okay?
Brother, you ain't got to pray.
No. Them people simple. That ain't what it's saying. Now check this out. Verse 32. Moreover, concerning the stranger, which is not of thy people. He's telling you straight up. They say the stranger is the northern kingdom, right? Moreover, concerning the stranger, which is not of thy people Israel, that means somebody who ain't of that race. Don't that make sense to y'all?
Yeah, 100%.
So he telling you everybody. These are the works of Abraham. Abraham taught everybody.
Everybody.
But it's come from a far country, from a great for thy great name's sake. His name is the word. They done left whatever doctrine they was in, and they're saying, hey, look, I need to learn that, just like the Queen of Sheba. And thy mighty hand, his hand is his doctrine. And thy stretched out arm, doctrine. If they come and pray in this house is the spiritual house that they were talking about in First Peter 2:5. Then hear thou from the heavens even from thy dwelling place, and do according to all that the stranger calleth to thee for. So he's saying Most High hear these strangers too. They saying they can't get the kingdom. Most High saying something else. Solomon prophesying something different. It's funny, the Most High don't care what these wicked, evil men teaching now. He telling you what the truth is. That all people of the earth, the people, anybody who's in a carnal doctrine, may know thy name, may understand what they need to do in order to get salvation, and fear thee, respect your doctrine, as doth thy people Israel. Because the spiritual people definitely respect that that's the way, truth, and light. And may know that this house which I built is called by thy name. It's the spiritual house.
Yep.
That's what he built up. That thing telling you straight up, all of those heathens and those strangers and people from other different nationalities, the Most High say he gonna keep that.
He gonna keep it.
He wouldn't have made Solomon put it in the book if he wasn't gonna keep it. That's what he said. He said the stranger can get it too. So they can keep lying, and we'll keep correcting them. If you got that hate, you gotta let that hate go. You gotta push that hate to the side, man.
Yeah, man.
Can't go back in time and change nothing, but you can change your future.
Yeah.
You can change your future. Get right. Let all that foolishness go. Time out for that stuff.
That's right. That's right.
Praise the Most High.
I'll praise the Most High. So if y'all
Praises.